Good evening, everybody. Meteorologist Jared Floyd, along with the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank, bringing you the latest on a severe thunderstorm warning that is approaching Ouachita Parish that now has a tornado warning on a separate part of that storm, or the separate part of these clusters of storms, as it starts to make its way into portions of Ouachita Parish. The new tornado warning that is forthcoming, and I'm awaiting it to show up here on the software. Actually, there it is right there. The tornado warning that has just been issued is for a storm south of Richwood, moving off to the southeast. This also includes northern sections of Caldwell Parish until 6:30. National Weather Service Doppler radar indicates a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado about 9 miles south of Richwood, moving southeast at about 15 miles per hour. Again, this is an active tornado warning for central and southern sections of Ouachita Parish and northern sections of Caldwell Parish. I know a lot of folks are also probably getting this alert on their phones, or at least getting heads up on this tornado warning, and they're sitting at Malone Stadium right now thinking that this is one of the worst case scenarios as possible. I want to calm some folks that may be seeing this on your cellular and mobile devices. This tornado warning is south of Monroe and moving away from the West Monroe area. It does include southern sections of Ouachita Parish and northern Caldwell Parish, but for folks that are sitting at Malone Stadium right now and they're seeing the lightning off to the west, I just want to urge you folks, this tornado warning is for a storm south of you. Now let's go to look at the storm relative velocity and kind of see what we're talking about with this possible tornado that is near the Bosco community right along the Ouachita River. This is just west of Highway 165 South. So the area that we would be looking at for the potential for a possible tornado would be just west of the Highway 165 corridor, and generally a storm that's moving and carrying this potential circulation off to the south and east. So again, if you are in the path of this storm in the Bosco area and out near the southern sections of Ouachita Parish, and I'll zoom out in just a second, proper tornado precautions are needed now. Interior portion of your home, away from windows and doors, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Think of an interior hallway, closet, bathroom, and go there. Make sure you put shoes on, grab a helmet, grab a pillow, grab whatever for a lot of folks that are preparing for flying debris and the potential for a possible tornado. So again, that is an active tornado warning for southern sections of Ouachita Parish. If you are not receiving the alert for this tornado warning, there's a good chance you're just not included in the tornado warning. If you are in the southern portions of the parish and you haven't received the warning for whatever reason, we can kind of figure that out later. But again, this tornado warning, this newest warning, does not include West Monroe. So and I just want to stress for folks that, again, may be seeing this out at Malone Stadium and kind of probably hitting the panic button, and understandably so. This does not include you. Zooming out across the rest of the region, again, we do have an active severe thunderstorm warning for southern sections of Union Parish, eastern sections of Lincoln Parish, and northeastern sections of Jackson Parish and western Ouachita Parish. That severe thunderstorm warning in orange goes until 6:15. So about another 20 minutes or so on that particular severe thunderstorm warning. The tornado warned storm, again, this tornado warning goes until 6:30 as we continue to monitor the possibility of a rotating storm and a possible tornado in the southern sections of Ouachita Parish, right along the Ouachita River Valley near the Bosco community. Here's a look at what we call storm relative velocity, the radar measuring winds, if you will, with this storm. The red moving away, the green moving towards. So when you have reds and greens together, shows the twisting of the winds. That you can see the area that I've circled there. That would include the possibility of an area of rotation that is concerning enough that it warrants a tornado warning by the National Weather Service in Shreveport. Again, moving slowly to the south and east. This is not necessarily the most prototypical severe weather tornado setup for this time of the year, but we are kind of crawling out of the throes of the summertime months, and we're getting a little bit more of a kind of a fall-like feel to the atmosphere and the environment. And so obviously that's where we start running into the issues with potential tornadoes and things of that nature. For those that have followed me for severe weather coverage for a long time, as we continue to foray and kind of pivot toward a fully digital platform, your coverage will look different from me. There will be a little bit less just kind of talking at you all the time. There will be times where I will stop and look at a different computer or look at things, and there may be some silence, or at least some quieter times here and there. May check the cell phone to get reports and things like that. These are all things that, again, as we pivot into this and really plunge into this fully digital platform, I just want folks to kind of be aware of that. Obviously, still watching these storms as they move through Ouachita Parish. For folks that are out at Malone Stadium, the game's been in a lightning delay. It was set to kick off in 2 minutes. That's obviously not going to happen. And as you take a look at the storms across the rest of the region, we're going to be hard-pressed to get this game in a timely fashion tonight. And again, that's kind of an afterthought when you start thinking about the possibility of a tornado moving through southeastern sections of Ouachita Parish. Not the best radar vantage point as you start moving toward the Ouachita River Valley and now into far southeastern sections of Ouachita Parish and into northern sections of Caldwell Parish. But for those that are just joining the live stream, again, a tornado warning is in effect till 6:30 for southern Ouachita Parish and also northern sections of Caldwell Parish. So again, proper tornado precautions, interior portion of your home, away from windows and doors. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, and again, make sure that you're protecting yourself from the potential for flying debris. Don't know with a lot of certainty whether a tornado is actually on the ground in this area, and that is often the case with tornado-warned storms. We don't really confirm things till after the fact. We just kind of warn first, and then we'll worry about everything after as these storms start to continue to move through. Elsewhere across the region, just a quick vantage point, you can see some other non-severe thunderstorms that continue across portions of northwestern Louisiana, and then much of southern Arkansas seeing some rain. These are not necessarily a bad thing. It does bring some much-needed rain to the region, but obviously the severe weather aspect of things is taking the biggest concern at this point and getting the most attention. And again, just checking with a lot of our folks that are joining us on our live stream, just to make sure that we're not missing out on any kind of storm reports or folks out in southern sections of Ouachita Parish that may be in the path of this particular tornado-warned storm. Just to kind of go back and look at the life cycle of this area of circulation, you kind of see why that tornado warning was issued, and those reds and greens that you see oftentimes, even at about 5:38 and during the 5:40-ish time frame, as I began the live stream here, you can kind of see how those reds and greens combined together and really kind of caused concern and warranted the issuance of the tornado warning. Not the most common tornado setup. It's late August. We're not necessarily kind of prone to severe weather in terms of tornado makeups this time of year. It's usually wind and hail-driven threats, and that's really been the threat with the main storm that has moved all the way from the state line across southern Arkansas into northwestern and north central Louisiana, now moving into Ouachita Parish, the severe thunderstorm warning that we have there. It's been more of a wind hail driven day, but obviously thunderstorms can and occasionally do produce tornadoes, and that's where we are right now. So I just want to kind of recap for folks that are in Ouachita Parish, in Malone Stadium, Monroe, West Monroe, on the campus of ULM, getting ready for the ULM football game, and they're seeing the lightning off to the north and west. There is a severe thunderstorm warning until 6:15 for portions of Union Parish, Ouachita, Lincoln parishes, and Jackson Parish. Again, that's going to move into western sections of Ouachita Parish. You're probably hearing the thunder to the north and to the west of Malone Stadium. So if you are in getting ready for ULM kickoff, obviously the game's been in a lightning delay for a while now. That is not a big surprise considering the overall conditions. And so just be sheltered. If you can find some shelter there on campus, or these are kind of the tough spots because you don't want to tell folks to run to their car because car's not necessarily an ideal shelter either. So, like I said, I know there's probably some plans ongoing to make sure that folks at least have a place to go if they're on campus and getting ready for the game. I don't expect the game to start anytime soon. With the tornado warning off to the south, again, that tornado warning is moving away away from campus. So if you're, again, at the stadium awaiting this game and you're seeing this tornado warning and you're going, you've got to be kidding me. I'm in a horrible spot. This storm is moving away from you. It includes the Bosco community and really now points east of the Bosco community as you move toward southeastern sections of Ouachita Parish and into far northern reaches of Caldwell Parish. I keep having to kind of zoom out so you can see the Caldwell Parish line there. But again, pretty isolated area where that tornado warning continues. That goes until 6:30. Thanks for joining us on the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank. Severe weather coverage will continue at least in the short term over the next 15-20 minutes as we continue to monitor two different thunderstorms kind of sandwiching Ouachita Parish, one with an active tornado warning, the other is for the tornado warning for Ouachita Caldwell Parish is the severe thunderstorm warning for Ouachita, Union, Lincoln, and Jackson parishes, damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour, maybe some quarter-sized hail with the severe thunderstorm warning in orange, and then the possible tornado with the storm in red. We'll work on all of the color coding, and I know the colors are probably not necessarily the most popular, orange and red, and probably a little confusing. I'll work on the color tables later. Again, nothing is permanent at the Digital Weather Desk currently as we continue through this launch and kind of learn what we need to learn and change what we need to change. For those also elsewhere across the region, I want to take a quick kind of bird's eye view across the entire area. Here's a look at what's going on region-wide. That was probably a little too far zoomed out, but you can see the widespread thunderstorms that continue. The storm that has a history of producing wind damage that's moving in from the northwest, that's probably going to be the more impactful one in terms of the ULM football game. And then obviously ongoing showers and storms across southern Arkansas as well. Again, still an active tornado warning out as it kind of go back to the Ouachita Parish area, which we're quite frankly is where most of the activity is ongoing right now. I have someone telling me that my YouTube feed is not reachable, so I'm going to kind of check real quick there and see if we can. It says it's live, so be sure to check that, kind of double check it. Yeah, it's running. And again, it'll be a live video. It won't be a recorded video, so you may have to go find the live section there of YouTube. But looks like it's live on my end. All right, so again, as you take a look at the storms that are approaching portions of Ouachita Parish, again, wind is the main concern in the western sections of Ouachita Parish. Rayville area, not under any active warnings right now, but this storm will eventually kind of move into portions of Richland Parish. It may be the southern sections of Richland Parish. Kind of have to kind of watch the storm's trajectory in the short term. Still monitoring our tornado-warned storm. I'm not necessarily seeing an overly aggressive amount of rotation in the low levels of the atmosphere. It's not the best vantage point in terms of the radar currently, but again, an active tornado warning still till 6:30 from northern Caldwell Parish, southern Ouachita Parish. Make sure that you're sheltered. Again, interior portion of your home away from windows and doors. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. The wind is the biggest concern for the storm to the west. In the orange polygon, that is the severe thunderstorm warning that goes till 6:30 or still 6:15. Excuse me. Got another 10 minutes or so on that storm. Seeing some very heavy rainfall, and in fact, I've had some viewer photos out to the west in the Shudrant, kind of Ruston areas, and some pretty heavy rainfall moving through with a lot of these storms as it's continued to move off to the east. Looks like we're starting to see a little bit of a weakening trend with that tornado-warned storm. Again, probably on the marginal end of a severe thunderstorm warning for the storm to the west, but obviously we'll keep the stream going here for a little bit longer as we just watch what's going on in Ouachita Parish. It's pretty active evening for a Thursday evening in Ouachita Parish. A lot of folks would probably think there's not a whole lot going on, but when you've got the ULM home opener, which is in the delay, you got a tornado warning. While that we're on the weakening, kind of on a weakening trend with that storm, and it looked like it was going to be kind of pulse up, pulse down issue with that tornado warning. Again, the overall wind profile, the overall setup for severe weather and things of that nature doesn't necessarily point towards towards tornadoes today. It's more of a wind hail threat. But as I mentioned at the top of the live stream, we're starting to kind of foray out of summer and into fall. So with the more fall-like feel in the atmosphere, you get those quick developing supercells. You get a storm that has that low-level rotation and can sustain a tornado. So while this is not expected to be a prolonged issue, tornado warnings through the evening, an isolated tornado warning was possible really throughout the course of the day. And so obviously that's checked out. The overall severe weather threat is quite isolated. Grand scope of things. That's why you're not seeing severe thunderstorm watches, tornado watches, and stuff like that. It's a pretty isolated threat that we're running into currently over the area. I do want to take a look quickly at hail. Not really seeing anything hail-wise currently, but you can see the swaths. We call this the hail tracker, but basically you can kind of follow where that westernmost storm has had a history of producing some hail possibilities, and then also you can see with the rotation tracker where the damaging wind potential has come in with this severe thunderstorm warning, and then you can also see where we had that concern, that rotation that warranted the tornado warning as well. So you could kind of follow the history of these storms as they move to the south and east, kind of get a general idea and a general background of what we're dealing with this evening as these storms move to the southeast. I really don't expect any additional watches to be needed. Additional warnings obviously will be issued as they're needed. But again, at this point, I can't really imagine a scenario where we're going to run into the need for a severe thunderstorm watch or a tornado watch or anything like that. In fact, most of these storms, most of them, are on a general weakening trend. It's just we've kind of run into the two strongest storms in a really bad time. Looks like the Ouachita Parish tornado warning has been canceled. That's good news. There it goes. There you can see it drop off your screen there. So one positive for the folks that are out. That again, that's anytime you see a tornado warning, that creates anxiety. And while that storm was kind of a very quick, isolated pop-up tornado warning in the grand scheme of things, obviously very unnerving with so many folks moving in and around Ouachita Parish. We've got junior high games. We've got ULM's home opener, which again is still in a lightning delay. Let me check real quick and see if we have an update on that. I can't imagine that there's going to be an update just because, I mean, how are you going to get it up? We got to get the storms to clear out first. No update from at least ULM's football Twitter, which is where X, sorry, where we got the first heads up that the storm was, that the game was in a lightning delay. For those that are joining us on the stream, we appreciate you. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, and X. There was a tornado warning. Karen, if you're seeing that you're asking question mark tornado warning, that tornado warning has been canceled. Still have an active severe thunderstorm warning. That's the one in orange that you see moving to the south and east. So again, if you're following this live stream, thanks so much. And for those that are appreciating what the digital weather desk powered by Century Next Bank is doing, make sure you thank our sponsors along the way. They make this possible. We'll kind of keep an eye and follow this storm as it starts to make its way toward Ouachita Parish. I really want to carry it to the 6:15 time frame. I just want to see if an additional severe thunderstorm warning is going to be issued downstream from this thing. At this point, I could kind of go 50-50 on it. I'm not the one that issues warnings. The National Weather Service does. They'll obviously, we're getting to decision time. We got about 3 minutes before this warning expires, and we'll see if a new one's issued. Most of these storms are generally moving, or at least that lead storm, this storm that's moving into Ouachita Parish, is moving to the southeast at about 30 miles per hour. That tornado warning storm is moving really slow. It was moving at about 15 miles an hour. But again, that warning has been canceled. Just kind of checking all the different kind of radar artifacts. Make sure I'm not missing anything with this storm as it continues off to the south and east. A lot of moving pieces in full disclosure as the digital weather desk continues to really get off its feet and as I learn what works, what doesn't in a very new landscape. A lot of folks probably think you've been doing the weather for 20 years. This is still very, very new. So we're going to learn a lot of stuff together in the next weeks and months. But obviously, good to continue to strive to just bring you the best weather coverage you can possibly get in a timely fashion. That's the most important thing is to get you information efficiently and quickly. Obviously, for those that are wondering about the app, it is still under construction. I will let you know when it's available for download. Should be soon. Checking the chats of all the different folks confirming that the YouTube's up and running. I appreciate that. And actually, a lot of the folks out at Malone Stadium kind of watching this feed, or at least a few folks watching from Malone Stadium. Appreciate you folks joining in. Again, just checking to make sure. I've got 85 different things going on, and as I mentioned a few minutes ago, it will not be just constant chatter from me. I will look at things and switch things, and as the app releases, I will be able to send you, push notifications and heads up through the app as well. And so I'll take time to slide over and do that as we continue live severe weather coverage in the days and weeks ahead. So again, a lot of new things happening. But very excited that you're joining us this evening, and thanks for being a part of what we're trying to do here to keep everybody informed. We'll probably wrap up this live stream relatively soon, especially with the severe thunderstorm warning set to expire at 6:15. I'll obviously continue to provide you more information as the evening progresses. I'll be very brutally honest with you. Those warnings and that tornado warning popped up right as I had sat down for dinner, and so it is what it is. But I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity to bring this information to you to make sure that everybody is informed and safe as is humanly possible as storms move through the ArkLaMiss this evening. That will take us to the end of our active warnings, and so I'll go ahead and bring the live stream down. Obviously, if there's a need to bring a live stream back up additionally here in the short term, I will do that. But there are no active warnings in the ArkLaMiss as we speak. Our tornado warning was canceled early. Our severe thunderstorm warning set to expire at 6:15 has done so. So again, thanks so much for joining the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank. ULM game still in a lightning delay. For those wondering when that will resume or when that game will begin, your guess is genuinely as good as mine at this point, because it does not look good, at least for the next hour, that game could get started. Again, got to get these storms through, and then we'll kind of cross that bridge when we get there. Stay safe on this Thursday evening. I'll keep you updated if conditions warrant as we go through the